What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Matt's Mind. That's right, we are back 2 weeks in a row. We're staying consistent, moving Matt's Mind to Monday because Matt's Mind Mondays has a good ring to it. First of all, a huge shout out to a bunch of new members we got in the membership squad on the channel. We got Owen, Tomlinson, Throin, Lego Star Wars Pro, Brickopotamus, Prison Mike, and Snowball. Guys, huge thank you to you guys for joining and becoming and supporting me on such a crazy level. I kid you not, guys, I'm working so hard to make this experience the most inclusively curated experience here in the Lego community. In fact, every single month we're going to be doing movie nights where myself and the rest of the members can watch an awesome movie. It doesn't have to be Star Wars. It could really be anything. So I'm super excited to roll out that change for next month, guys. If you want to consider joining, definitely click the link in the description or check out the join tab on my YouTube channel. And something else I do want to bring out every single week is comment of the previous episode goes to Star Wars Productions 12, how to build a clone army in 2020, have money. I mean, that's a great comment. It's like the most liked comment, and it's a fact. You do need money, so very good comment. I like that. So the first question to get us started off today is from Julius. What is more important to you in a $30 set, the build or the minifigures? Well, mostly with any Lego set recently, it's been about the minifigures for me. Obviously, being a mock builder, I don't have to rely on Lego to make anything anymore because there are so many either custom models or something that I can create of my own. So minifigures has always been the main focus of any set that I'm making, if that makes sense. So obviously something like the 501st Clone Legion set, it comes with 4 minifigures, 3 501st grunts, and then 1 of the jetpack troopers in 501st plus 2 droids, which is fantastic. And then it also comes with an AT-RT and a bark speeder, but being a mock builder, you guys have seen my access, I don't need to use the Lego version. So most importantly, it is about the minifigures for me, although having a nice build is always a great added bonus. Next question comes from Luke Smith. Out of all the upcoming Star Wars shows on Disney Plus, what are you most excited for? Honestly, none of them. I know we're getting a Kenobi series, I know we're getting a Bad Batch series, and okay, so I guess the Mandalorian season 2 is probably what I'm most excited for. I really don't care about the Kenobi or the Bad Batch series. I'm gonna watch them, obviously, and I'm sure I'll have a great time watching it and love the show for the content, but I don't think we need a Kenobi series or a Bad Batch series. So I guess Mandalorian season 2 is the thing I'm most excited for and the thing that I think we need, but other than that, the other shows just don't seem like a good use of time. Next question comes from Dart Stormtroopers. Any thoughts about the UCS Gunship? Well, not really. We don't know too much about it other than it's coming in 2021 or 2022, I think. It is gonna be UCS, but other than that, we have no details. We don't know what minifigures are going to be in it, what scale it's going to be in. If you're asking me personally what I'd like it to be, obviously if it's UCS, I'm going to assume that it is going to be out of scale, which is a little bit of a bummer because I would have loved to see a play scale version, the return of the normal play scale gunships that are so renowned in the community. In terms of minifigures, I'd love to get some more phase 2. Maybe they can sort of take inspiration from the season 7 of the Clone Wars and maybe have an Ahsoka Trooper, some Mandalorians, some Death Watch Mandalorians, some Maul Mandalorians. I think that'd be great. I'd love for them to center it off of the new season, but I know they said they're doing it off of episode 2, so most likely that means Anakin, Obi-Wan, a couple of phase 1 pilots, and maybe some clone troopers. But I'm excited for it. Obviously the gunship is one of my favorite ships in all of Star Wars. Again, I was hoping that we get a play scale version, but if we do get an oversized gunship that still does look great, I'm still gonna be very content. Next question comes from BrickBro737. What do you miss most about being a kid? Probably not having to pay anything and don't really have to worry about money. I mean, I'm thankful enough to be able to live in my home while I'm still completing college, so my monthly expenses aren't that great, but once you do start to go out and venture and buy stuff, you know, you're paying for everything yourself. When you're a kid and you see a Lego set, if you're like 10-year-old little Bobby, you know, Mom, I want that Lego set, you know, I'd say like 50-50 they give it to you just as a gift because they're your mom and dad. But when you're 21, that doesn't work. You can't go to a Lego store and ask your mommy and daddy when you're 21 to buy you a Lego set. It just doesn't work like that. So the thing I miss most about being a kid is not having to worry about money. I guess that's what it is, but it is really nice to have the new freedoms just being an adult, especially being 21. It's just like a good trade-off. So I'd say I miss not having to pay for all my stuff, but other than that, we're good. I've definitely gotten accustomed to it. Next question comes from the Game Rack Matt. Rich Boy J mentioned he would love to do a collab with you and David, doing possibly an Invisible Hand from episode 3 mock. Would you think of doing that? Also, do the Vader's Castle. Looks awesome. Well, I will be doing the Vader's Castle very soon, probably this week around Friday night, so stay tuned for that. I did see that video. I know Jay mentioned doing an Invisible Hand. I would love to do something like that. I think that'd be cool. We could do a huge collaboration on that. Jay's strong suit is like interior detail, so I'd love for him to do like the interior rooms, the bridge, all that kind of stuff. I'd also love to do some larger scale land clan battles, such as maybe Geonosis or Camino or something like that. But yes, I'd love to do a collaboration with Jay and David. I think it's something that the mock building community, at least here on YouTube for Star Wars, has been longing for, a large collaboration, a large scale YouTube collaboration between some of the biggest builders. So I would love to do that. I hope it comes out very soon. Next question comes from UltraDude1. If they made a set in the same style as the 501st Battle Pack, but for 212th Troopers, would you build a Utapau mock? Yes, actually, I've wanted to build Utapau for quite a while, or Utapau, however you want to say it. Obviously, I would have much rather the 212th be realistic, entirely realistic, instead of half animated, half realistic, what we're getting in the 501st Battle Pack, quote unquote. But I would love to do Utapau. Or I think just having like a giant sort of 3-walled structure of just a bunch of cool rocks, some of the platforms, the hangar bay, a bunch of really cool battles with gunships and fighter droids and all that kind of stuff. I think that'd be super, super cool. So Utapau is definitely something I would like to build at some point. However, my 212th collection is at 0 right now, so that's not happening anytime soon. Next question comes from Ethan Wilson. How do you feel about Ryan being the first to get the 501st Battle Pack? I feel like that was the right move. I think in terms of outreach from a marketing standpoint, LEGO sent the set to the person who's getting the most views and the most exposure for their new waves. But also, as far as Ryan was the staple boy, if you want to say, for the 501st Battle Pack movement. So I'm happy they sent it to him. I mean, they even acknowledged him on Twitter about the set. So I think him getting the set first was the right move. I think it's also like a sort of thank you from LEGO, giving Ryan that first initial like boost, I guess, on getting that video out. But I think that was a right call, the right call, and yeah, very good. Next question comes from Jawa. What type of stormtroopers will you use for Endor? I personally like the Rogue One versions the most, and the newest ones really suck. I agree with you. I will be using the Rogue One 2016, 2017 stormtroopers that came in the Battle Pack and in some other sets. I have about 50 to 80 of those, and I'm also being sponsored by Firestar Toys for the Endor build, which is going to be fun, so stay tuned for more details on that. But yeah, I'm going to be using the older versions, slightly the Rogue One versions of the Stormtroopers. I think they are the best. I'm not a fan of the newer one. The newer ones are basically Family Guy Stormtroopers, pretty much, so I'm not using those. I will be using the Rogue One versions. Next question comes from Nordic Brick. How does the pandemic affect your YouTube channel? Does it make it harder or maybe easier? So as awful as the pandemic was, I think if you were a YouTuber or a content creator or anyone in the digital sort of space, I think you definitely benefited because people were home, they weren't working, they couldn't go out anywhere due to quarantine, so they had nothing to do but binge Netflix and watch YouTube. So I definitely saw an increase in the outreach of my channel over the pandemic, but obviously the YouTube CPM, which is just the revenue that you earn from advertisements, went down significantly. So it was a trade-off. I was attracting more viewers. I know like my Jedi live streams, all that kind of stuff would do really well, like 250 plus people watching at a given time, which is really good for my channel. But on the other hand, CPM, advertisement, all the revenue pretty much shot down a decent amount. In terms of outreach, yes, the pandemic definitely helped, but it also really didn't help that much, if that makes sense. Next question from Prequel Stud. What's a battle pack that you think LEGO should make that they haven't already? I've actually been wanting this since day one. I'd love just a normal phase 2 plain clone trooper battle pack. It's no crazy Legion, no Wolf Pack, no 212th, whatever it may be. I've been advocating for a normal plain P2 battle pack for the longest time. Hopefully my prayers are answered at some point, but that is the thing that I'm sitting on. Hopefully LEGO does make that soon. Next question comes from Sacha. Hopefully I said that right. Apologies if I didn't. Do you think LEGO will make some sets about Avatar 2 by James Cameron with the film coming up next year? That's a very good question. Now honestly, I have to say I would think no, because there was Avatar 1 and they didn't make any sets about Avatar 1, but that doesn't mean necessarily they can't do it now. So I would hope we do. I mean, that's a really cool, I think there's some really cool stuff we get there, but I think the issue with Avatar is it's a very touchy subject, you know, like foreign invaders coming to the home world of the native people, using lots of violence to get resources. Like I don't think it's I don't think the story sort of lines up with what LEGO wants to do. But then again, they did Stranger Things and there's some pretty crazy stuff in that, so I gotta say no, I don't think we'll be getting to the sets, but if we do, that'd be pretty cool. Next question comes from Meow Meow Bricks. What are some of the cheapest ways to get LEGO bricks for a mock? Bricklink, eBay, Craigslist, giant like pound bulk lots. Yeah, that's pretty much it, or pick a brick. And lastly for today, what do you think of the new UCS Master Builder / Mos Eisley rumor this fall coming from Downstairs Dolphin? It's a set that I had no idea was coming. I don't think really anybody anticipated on getting a newer UCS styled or MBS styled Mos Eisley. I think that'd be cool though. It's definitely iconic, and I really would hope LEGO does a phenomenal job including a lot of exclusive or updated printed minifigures. Obviously getting a new Dorito, which would be fantastic, and I forget the names of the two schmucks who who screw with Obi-Wan and Luke in the bar, but that would be great. Obviously, the bartender minifigure, a nice exclusive minifigure for that, will be fantastic. But this would be like the ultimate collector's set, right? You'd have like the Cantina band, you'd have the bar, you'd have all this cool stuff. So honestly, I'm very excited to see what LEGO does with it. Overall, I think there's a lot of potential for that set to be really, really good. Obviously, I'm assuming it's going to be around the 350 400 mark if it's staying anywhere consistent with the Cloud City MBS set that we got a while ago. But guys, that wraps up this episode of Matt's Mind Mondays. I hope you all enjoyed. If you guys have a question for me, definitely type it down below in the comment section. Of course, guys, subscribe and drop a like down below. We got some fire videos coming out this week. Tomorrow we have quite possibly the largest LEGO haul I think I've ever done in my entire life, and it's not minifigures from eBay, it's actual sets, so it's gonna be crazy. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you later. Take it easy. Peace.